let's get to our next guest, Miss Rayne Anderson. Hey, Rayne, how are you doing?
Hey there, Lyndalyn. How are you?
I am good. So how's the newlyweds?
It's amazing. Just we're enjoying ourselves greatly, and life is great.
Awesome, very good. Well, let me get right into this. You haven't had a lot of weight loss because you just didn't have a lot of weight to lose with this. Tell me who introduced you and then ended up with what your weight loss success has been.
Well, I come from that small little school, you know, and have heard about several times today, McKinney Christian Academy here in McKinney, Texas, and several moms at the school were losing weight. And I knew these ladies, sorry to front y'all out, but I knew they weren't working out, and I was like, what are y'all doing? Because I came from a situation where I was working out almost every day. Mostly eating right, and I still was having trouble budging those last 5 to 10 mommy pounds that most of us always feel like we hang on to. So I came into this, and we've heard this several times today. And by the way, today's been amazing. We have incredible ambassadors, and it's such an honor and treat to be a part of this group today. So I hope I do the others justice, and the ones to come after me that I know are incredible. So thank you for putting us all together today. But I really I came into it skeptical, to be honest with you. And within, I was one of those people that wouldn't step on the scale, and I didn't for 4 weeks. And at my 4-week mark, I had lost about 6 pounds. And so, and I had already known something was happening because the clothes were getting looser, and I was feeling better, sleeping better. I had restless legs coming into this. I didn't have that anymore, and that was huge because I'm sure we've had those discussions about how that can just keep you up at night. Mm-hmm. But then at the 9-week mark, I had lost 12 pounds. And so I didn't know exactly where this Plexus stuff was coming from, but I was hooked.
Yeah, at 12 pounds in a 9-week period, I guess that is enough to hook anybody. But the restless leg also, I mean, that is great. Because really, there's not like medication or anything you can take for restless leg, is there?
I think there actually is now a medication, but I am one of those people who I avoid prescription drugs at all costs. And so that was just something I was not going to venture down, and glad I didn't, because here is Plexus.
That's right. Yeah, you never know. So I'm guessing Celeste is who introduced you to Plexus.
Well, yes and no. It's funny because I was one of those that through the grapevine was referred to Jen Hawkins, and I actually through Jen Hawkins for a 6-month period. So I was actually a customer for 6 months before I ever really pursued the business side of it. But so yes, in an indirect way, because Celeste absolutely brought Plexus to McKinney for sure in Collin County, but I was actually introduced to it through a mutual friend of ours who then transferred me over to Jen Hawkins. So
yeah, I think that is probably one of the funniest parts of Celeste's story is how many people that she referred to Jen Hawkins, and Jen finally said, "Look, are you crazy?" Because they were such good friends.
I know it. I know it's quite the interesting story for sure.
So what products do you use? What Plexus products do you use?
Currently, I've been on the products for about 2.5 years now, and I've always just played with my regimen. But today, I'm on Slim, X Factor in the morning, of course, Slim, and the Pro Bio and Bio Cleanse.
So our triplex combo that we have plus the X Factor.
Absolutely.
That is such a great combination of products. I think that we've heard the triplex more than anything today because I really feel like that balances your system in whole better than anything else. So
absolutely, for sure.
What as you said you're part of this group of moms from a small school there in Texas. How did you look at that when you decided to get into the business part of it as a challenge, or was it just, yeah, everybody else is doing it, I can do it too?
Well, I mean, for me it wasn't a challenge. I'd like to believe I was one of the first of the moms to come on board with Celeste at McKinney Christian, and I was in a situation where I was faced with having to go back to work. I was recently, at that time, a single mom, and the reality was that I was going to have to support Sadie and myself. So for me, it was blinders on, and this is going to be the full-time job because I had started interviewing, and was actually offered a job, and this is kind of a full circle story, so bear with me. I was offered a job with our major newspaper here in Dallas, but they're located in downtown, which is about an hour commute from McKinney. So the opportunity to be able to take Sadie to school, pick her up, be at these parties, and continue in that stay-at-home mom role was going away. Mm-hmm. So I wasn't going to be able to do that with that full-time job, and so I realized that there was a business side to Plexus, and I saw the success that Celeste was having, and I said, I can do this too. And I put those blinders on, and I ranked pretty quickly through the ranks that we have available to us. But a year later, in May, at convention last year, I earned a suite as one of the top earners of our convention contest. My suite overlooked the newspaper, the major newspaper here in Dallas, and it was just a surreal moment, to say I could have been there, and here I am toasting the town, at my company's convention in this amazing suite overlooking the place that to me looked like jail.
That is very cool. Yeah, I remember looking down at that, as a matter of fact. So that is a really cool story that you were able to avoid the jail of the JOB. I think that is probably one of the coolest things with our business is that, like I was talking about with Brittany, being able to work it into the crevices of your life. Give me a little bit background on you as far as careers, previous careers or college or whatever. What's your background like?
Absolutely. I am, first and foremost, I'm a stay-at-home mama. I've done that for the past 10 years, and that was near and dear to my heart, of course. But prior to that, I am a non-degreed lady that got very fortunate to find herself in the field of recruiting. And I came from a corporate recruiting background where I recruited professionals everywhere from legal to marketing to administrative assistants to accountants. So I, by nature, have a interviewing type personality, and a personality where I like to talk to people. So I feel like God definitely gives us a path in life, and I feel like that was a great training ground for what I do today with Plexus.
That's a cool way to put it. Now, as far as your business, where have you primarily grown your business? Are you a Facebook poster? Would you rather speak to people face to face? Do you have meetings? What's your primary way of getting people introduced to Plexus?
Well, in the beginning, I definitely utilized the social media aspect of Facebook for sure. Today, I have a lot of referrals that come to me, as well as I've expanded out into different networking groups. So I'm networking with a purpose, if you will, expanding the people that I know. I'm doing this with self-development by being in Bible studies, and then just here recently I joined a local, it's a networking group, and we meet weekly for the purpose of networking. So that has definitely been a value add to my business.
Well, let me ask you the question that was asked, and I've asked several of our guests today. One of our viewers says, how do you, standing in the checkout line at Walmart, or, just approach a perfect stranger? What would be your tactic on doing that?
I love conversation with people, and I heard someone earlier, and I've watched all day, and so everybody's kind of running together in terms of what was said, but I totally identified with putting yourself in a position where you're listening to people, and you listen for those cues. You may not strike up you're not necessarily talking to them for the reason of talking about Plexus, but there are cues all around you all the time when it comes to the opportunity to present Plexus. Because 9 times out of 10, there's that opportunity, I promise you. But I like to talk to people, so it's not hard for me just to strike a conversation in line with someone at the grocery store or anywhere else for that matter.
I hear you. So I think that, I'm trying to think what person said it best, but somebody said you have 2 ears to listen and one mouth to talk with. So that's pretty much what you're saying. Kind of listen to what's going on around you and be able to use that as an opportunity to open a door and talk about Plexus.
Absolutely, and to make it, someone else earlier too said it, make it about the other person, and that is so true as well.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's got to be relatable to whoever you're talking to, not that you're just talking about the product.
Absolutely. For sure.
Well, tell me, share with us anything. I'm running out of things to ask. I think I need to reboot here. What is there anything you haven't shared?
So sorry. Everyone's had so much fun with you today. Are you having an amazing time?
I am having a blast. I love doing this. If I didn't love doing it, my forte for many years now has been being educational and inspirational to people in many different ways. I had a couponing business prior to Plexus where I taught people how to save money with coupons, and that I kind of built that from scratch. So this kind of just led into it as that was kind of fizzling out, and I just love to give it to people so that they can see things in a simple way for them to be able to see how things can just really affect their lives. So yes, I am enjoying this tremendously. I feel like I have a whole new group of friends after today. You guys are all great to talk to me.
I was going to say, I can't wait to squeeze your neck at convention. You better be there.
I'm booked already, so I will definitely be there. Yeah, my husband went to convention last year with me for the first time, and he's not going to be able to make it this year, but I told him in advance. I said, honey, I'm just going to tell you that I have a feeling it's going to be crazy, and all these people are going to be coming up. And we got to the hotel room that first night, and he's like, oh, my word. What the heck?
I love it. Well, it's funny. Last year was my first convention with Plexus. I didn't make it the first year because I was just fresh new to being a single mom, and I didn't feel comfortable leaving my baby girl. So I started with Plexus in April of 2013. And then my first convention that I attended as a Diamond Ambassador. So that was a pretty cool experience to be able, 1 year later, to see how dramatically life had changed. And for me, Plexus is really a full story, not just of the friendship and just the business opportunity, but my best friend and Emerald Ambassador Heather Rice introduced me to my now husband, Stephen Anderson. So truly, it has been a full circle Cinderella love story, Plexus opportunity. So I am so beyond grateful for Plexus in so many ways.
That's cool. I did not know that story about how you had met your now husband. So that is very cool. Plexus Plexus is a full service company.
There you go. Because our friendship was rekindled because of Plexus, and who knows how introduced me to Steve had it not been for us rebonding through Plexus.
That is so cool. Okay, so business-wise or personal-wise, physically, is there anything I haven't asked you that you just feel like needs to be put out there?
Not that you haven't asked it, but what I would love to put out there is just, and I know this has been touched on by so many people today, but I can't stress just the importance of the team in Plexus. I am amazingly blessed with my team. I call them my rock all the time. But beyond that, the extended team and family that we have in this company, Alicia McKee and I have, she's also a Diamond Ambassador here in the Collin County and McKinney-Frisco area. She and I have supported one another, and we aren't on the same team. And so you see that all the way around. And so I love that this year's theme is One Plexus, because it truly does speak to our culture and who we are, I think, individually, but then coming together as a company as well. So, and then I would just encourage, what I love about this summit is that if you're watching it, you are either interested or you're committed. And so I would tell you that if you're on the end of being interested, do something about that interest. And don't be one of those people that says you wish you would have done this 6 months ago or 1 week ago or yesterday. Do it today. And then those of you that are committed to doing this, continue to drive through your goals and believe in yourself, because I can tell you, if this girl who is very broken in the place in life when I joined Plexus, if I can do this, then you can do this too. I believe that with all my heart, that we've said, and I heard Nicole say earlier, that they always shied away from the opportunity of the lifetime. And I think we've all been there with this, say, is it really? But I can sit here before you with all honesty and say that it has been the opportunity of a lifetime. And I feel like we will all look back on this and just continue to be so grateful that we believed in the process.
Yeah, I heard a speaker one time at one of the first conventions that I went to compare Plexus to, Apple in Steve Jobs's garage. How it started there. That at that point we were in that mode with Plexus, and the growth that I've seen over the last 3 years is incredible, and you can't explain it.
No, you really can't. And, I do believe that it's because, we all are supportive of one another. We have amazing products. I mean, hey, if that wasn't the truth, then none of us would really have anything to talk about. I'm just so grateful for the corporate leadership behind us, and it has trickled down, and we are beyond blessed to be a part of this for sure.
And with that being said, to corporate leadership, I think we should give a shout out, because I don't think I've done that hardly at all today, to Alec and Tarl and Alfred there in the home office, and their insights from the beginning, and their willingness to see this thing through to where it is now and on into the future. We are more than appreciative as ambassadors to them, because they had the vision to go for it.
I totally agree with you. So, where would we be without them?
Absolutely, absolutely. And they just continue to grow it. Well, Rayne, I do appreciate your time today. Everybody's that's taken out of their busy Saturday schedule to have a little bit of part of this. So thank you for being here.
You are more than welcome, and I want to thank you for everything you've done for us to have this run so smoothly. You are doing a beautiful job, and I'm so incredibly proud of you and to be a part of this. And I will close off by how I do with my team on every video I do for them. Go Plexus!